Hello out there, YouTube community. I've decided I'm going to do a 5-part video series on how to navigate the stages on Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 on very hard difficulty. What you're looking at here is the saved player data. All right, for network plays. It may not be clear in the video, but I have 0 hours and 0 minutes online time. Everything I've unlocked in the game so far, I have unlocked via the single player mode. It's a very different experience from when Capcom had the servers for this game online, as 4 human players are definitely better for the way the stages are designed than having the 2 AI partners. All right. My understanding is the Japanese servers for this game are still online if you can find a PAL edition Sony PlayStation 2 model and a PAL edition copy of each video game. I've also been told that those servers are pay to play, which is why they're still on. But Capcom did something with very hard difficulty on this game that kind of forces you to play the scenarios in a certain manner to be able to survive. All right. Okay, as you can see, many failed attempts went into me clearing the 5 stages on extra or very hard difficulty. And as you can see, my clear time on very hard was 1 hour and 42 minutes and 3 seconds on Wild Things. All right. Since that's the longest stage, I'm going to knock that one out first. All right. Underbelly, 1 time out of 10 attempts. Flashback. This one was actually easy to get because there's an alternate ending. So my clear time of 19 minutes and 4 seconds is for the Reagan event, which is a shorter way to do the stage and still get a clear for very hard difficulty. Desperate Times is going to show 1 for 1, but that's because I didn't save on all the failed attempts. As you can see, 51 minutes, 27 seconds. The stages are a lot longer in File 2 than they were in File 1. End of the Road, once again, I didn't save a lot of the test runs of what I was learning about the stage. So it shows 1 out of 2, but it's probably more like 1 out of 50. All right. Shortest clear time, 48 minutes, 16 seconds. The reason I'm going to cover Wild Things first is I think Wild Things is the hardest stage out there, out of all 10 between both titles. It's probably harder than Decisions was in Outbreak File 1. All right, I do have Infinity Mode unlocked, so I am going to select an NPC, and I am going to select Infinity Mode. Let's see, Kevin has a good relationship with Cindy and George. I'm going to use Cindy's Type D costume because that's the hardest costume to get for her. Now that I have Infinity Mode, I can actually unlock the Type C costumes for all the male characters and the Type D costumes for Alyssa and Yoko. All right. The Type B costumes were for finding the special items in File 1, which I still have to do that. You can unlock them in File 2 and then do a data convert. But I still got the progress to complete on Outbreak. All right, we're going to put it on very hard difficulty. We're going to put Infinity on. We're going to leave Nightmare Mode off. Nightmare Mode doubles the damage of the enemies, which on very hard difficulty is already high enough. Now, the reason I'm using a Kevin type is so I can start with a 45 and blast my way through the level while I explain what you'll find and what is the best course for completing this level, because this level, PITA, pain in the ass. I do want you, if you're interested in learning how to beat this level on very hard for unlocking Infinity Mode, to please stay with me through the video. I know it's long. I know it's a long stage. I know it's going to be a long video. You can learn a lot from all the failures I had trying on this level to get past it on very hard without infinity mode. All right, so you start just outside the rear entrance to the Raccoon City Zoo. All right, this event chronologically takes place after the initial outbreak at Jack's Bar, which is the first stage in the first Outbreak title. All right, it does take place at night. All right, so there could be a couple of days that have passed since the original Outbreak, because the notice that Cindy is reading is from the Raccoon City Police Department about helicopter evacuations to get people out of the city. All right. But if you want to find out what happens to Cindy during this stage, she actually gets killed by the elephant if she's not in your party. All right, so you start out on the street. Your AI is going to run forward and activate and wake up all the zombies. I'm just going to sit here and blast them all. All right, items of importance. There is a revolver right there where George just walked up to that block holding up the truck trailer blocking the road. There is a green herb back here, which is going to be vital for your survival. As you can see, Cindy's already in danger. There's the map. Here's the memo. Oops. Raccoon City Police Department, Zoo Front Gate Tram Terminal, Raymond Douglas, Raccoon City Police Department. So this evacuation order went into effect before Raymond was killed during the outbreak escape from Jack's Bar. The area of importance for here is you want to get through this door. All right, the door's locked with a simple lock, so you can shoulder block it to break it open. You can use Alyssa's lockpicks, or if you start with a couple NPCs with handgun rounds, you can shoot through with Mark's handgun. All right, the revolver, you only get 5 rounds, so you won't get enough to get through it. I'm going to show you why you want to get into this back alley. One, there's a red herb. 2, there's a blank tape that can be used at the very end if you're fighting the elephant. All right. There are bolt cutters. The bolt cutters serve 2 purposes. You can use them to get into the zoo's back gate, and there's a door later on in the show animals boarding house where they're used. This is the most important item you want to get, though, the hunting rifle. If you do not get this before entering the zoo, you cannot come back and get it, and you will need it because you only find 3 rounds for it on very hard to finish the stage. There's also an event for the event checklist back here where you hear a scream while you're in the back alley. It's pretty random. There's some shotgun rounds down here. You find 5 on each pickup. Handgun rounds are worth 10. Revolver rounds are worth 5. All right. The back door is also locked. But once you have the bolt cutters, you don't necessarily need to come in here unless you want the ammo. And in that case, you don't have to waste time breaking this door down. Sometimes slow and fat gets the job done. All right, there's a blue herb. Those are very scarce on this level. In the terrarium dome, you get poisoned very easily. There's also a notebook file that gives you a hint on how to take the chain down for the gate without the bolt cutters. By the way, Infinity Mode does not guarantee survival. I still have to complete the level before the virus gauge hits 100%, and I still got to be able to survive hits. Carl starts the first aid spray, though. Now, if you break into the kitchen, you'll find a handgun with 0 rounds. All right. Down here is a handgun with a full clip. All right. Here's Cindy.
Hi there.
There's a Mr. Raccoon medal. These are very important. You got to find 12 of these on very hard difficulty, and there's only 14 on the entire level. All right, other than that, just another locked door. Now that I think about it, it's on Infinity Mode. Tell George to use his revolver. He finds Cindy. All right, Cindy, here, get a handgun.
Excuse me.
No, George, you have a gun. Notice the zombies respawn quite quickly. You'll have to be real quick getting through here.
Excuse me.
There's a butcher knife in here somewhere too. And there's a green herb over here if they haven't already grabbed it. Oh, watch this. This is going to be fun. Oh, it doesn't knock them back like shotgun does. I didn't know that. I don't use the hunting rifle on zombies very often. All right. Do you necessarily need that handgun and that raccoon medal? If you can get it and not take too much damage, it doesn't hurt. But if you can skip it, you can complete the level by not risking it. I'd recommend using Alyssa and her lockpicks to get them doors open. Either one of those doors open to get that raccoon medal and the full handgun. Carl has above 100% attack power. That's why I chose him, and his virus gauge is slower than Kevin's base character virus gauge. Alright, so once you get to the back gate, you can enter the combination or you can use the bolt cutter. Both are part of the event checklist, so multiple playthroughs of this level on any difficulty is required to get 100% event checklist. Event checklist at 100% is part of how to unlock Infinity Mode. Now, I'm not going to kill the zombie elephant because I want to show you guys how to easily avoid it. Your AI won't, so just throw your controller against the wall in frustration when that happens. But you can avoid the zombie elephant very easily. Alright, once you get into the zoo, the cutscene will start once your two AI enter the scene. So if it doesn't start immediately and your AI was in danger, it might just take them a minute to hobble up to the entrance to the back gate of the zoo. But the zombie elephant Titan will bust through the entrance entrance that you came through, preventing you from going back. And if Cindy's not in your party, she'll be face down dead on the ground. All right. None of these Outbreak survivors actually survived the Raccoon City incident, which is probably why they've never been mentioned ever since the franchise discontinued the series by Capcom. I mean, but look, you can just easily avoid him. As long as he doesn't physically see you, and you're not in his line of sight, he won't mess with you. All right, there's a raccoon medal right here. All right. How did I get him? Oh, when I gave her the gun, she gave me the handgun rounds. All right. If you're not using Yoko, you'll want to leave that on the ground. Your first priority above anything else should be to get to the office to get the power turned on. So all these concourse doors are locked. You either have to pick them or break them open. The reason I'm breaking this concession stand down is you will find 5 revolver rounds, which would normally go for George's revolver that he has, the M36 Chief Special. Uses 38 special rounds. There's 2 green herbs there if you need to heal or they need to heal. Now, the service road, pain in the ass. This is locked on every other difficulty. You do not have to go through here till you get the lion key normally. Reason being is, they're fucking lions. And the lions are overpowered. But run through like this. There's a raccoon medal right there. Get the lion on you as soon as it jumps. Yes, because 545 ACP rounds to the face isn't enough to kill it. But when they lunge at you, they're invincible, so... There's a green herb where Cindy just dropped that butcher knife. Once again, if you're not using Yoko, you don't have to worry about picking up the raccoon medals. You're going to have to come back for them. You're going to want to kill every lion on this stage that's inside the zoo, because everywhere they're at are areas that you have to go to multiple times. There's a raccoon medal here. I ain't playing around anymore. Now, if you're using Yoko, you can load her up with them raccoon medals and she won't drop them out because they're a key item. She won't pick them up either. You have to pick them up and give them to her, and that is time consuming, but it saves you time having to come back later on. This level is not a linear level. It's very non-linear. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's such a challenge. One shot from the hunting rifle is all it takes to take them down. Normally, though, you're going to go through here. You can actually trick the lion into coming behind here, and when it goes to lunge at you from this side, just go down like that. Make sure to unlock the door. That way your AI can come through it. That's why you want to trick the lion. If the lion's in this area and you're unlocking the door, it's going to hit you and do a lot of damage. All right, this lock. Doors chained shut, won't open like this. Bolt cutters. Unlock the door. You're going to need that door unlocked. It's going to save you time. I'm pretty sure this is the only first aid spray you get in the entire level. All right. I'm going to grab it. I don't need the bolt cutters anymore. I'm done with those. Now I'm going to get off this cage. There's a file here that just brings some of the storyline together, but it also mentions Austin's hunting rifle. All right. So the files, when you find them, they give you little hints of what you're looking for, essentially. Blue herb. What are you trying to hand me, Cindy? Give me that red green herb mix. Give you the first aid spray. Yeah, the AI does not know how to mix herbs. Now, without the power, you won't be able to do anything else in here. All right, if you don't need the green herb or the first aid spray, I suggest leaving them because you're going to come back through here later. And that's why you want to kill the lions. There are 5 revolver rounds right here on top of the sound system for the stage. All right. The revolver does do a little bit more damage than the handgun at point blank range, but at mid range and long range, it definitely falls short because it's a snub nose. All right, there's a second revolver here. There is a green herb over here if you need to heal. All right, now the only direction you can go at this point is to the front gate plaza. There's going to be 2 lions out here. I'm going to make short work of them and show what items are there, as there is a few, and the file you need for turning the power on is in the front gate plaza instead of in the path to the observation deck. All right, hunting rifle, dead lion. Somebody's got to teach these lions when they fuck around, they're going to find out. All right, now that they're dead, you got 10 handgun rounds here. Every pack of handgun rounds, there's 10. Cindy found the 10 handgun rounds in the show animals boarding house. Here's the memo you need. Message from the management. It'll tell you about the statues needing the 2 emblems. That's what you need the 12 raccoon medals for. There's the code for turning on the power. You cannot use the computer to turn the code on without finding this file. And it changes every game. There's a red herb here. All right. There is a Mr. Raccoon medal. Once again, if you can avoid the zombie lions, or you're, unable to kill them and still get these medals, grab them. If not, kill the lions, leave them, and come back later. There's 2 ways to kill the lions. Where's that shotgun? And there's the shotgun E, the Remington 870. When you get it, it has 0 rounds in it. That's why you want to find the shotgun round pickups. There's only 4 of them that you can acquire normally. You can acquire a 5th pack of 5 if you're playing as Mark in single player mode. Once you've gotten the items, lions are dead, you got the file. If the lions are still alive, you want to get out of here as fast as possible. You can kill them with the antivirus pills and George's capsule shooter too. It takes 2 to 3 pills on each lion to kill them. So you'll need to combine a lot of red, green, and blue herbs to get the pills, or do what I do and start with Greg and Yoko Z in your party so you get 6 extra antivirus pills from the start. Okay, once again, there's going to be a lion. Come on. Never mind, I'll manually aim and hit you. You definitely want to kill this lion no matter what, because you're going to use this path probably the most out of everything in the game. Now, let me show you how to get 5 extra shotgun rounds that you normally can't get. There's also a raccoon medal. They have like 100 hit points, so I'll hit them with the 458 Magnum hunting rifle. Those birds do a lot of damage. Use your revolver rounds or your handgun rounds to take them out. Don't waste your shotgun. Don't waste your shotgun ammo, and definitely don't use the hunting rifle. But you're going to want to come up to the observation deck for 2 reasons. 1, the elephant key, which is required to continue on your path to the office. And make sure you speak to Austin. Make sure you get all of his dialogues. All right? The reason being is there's 2 survivors that you'll run across, and if you tell them that Austin is alive, they will give you items. But if you have not talked to Austin, they will not give you items. There is also a Mr. Raccoon medal. Once again, if you have Yoko, load her up. If you're not using Yoko, leave them there, come back. Now, just like all the other difficulties, the alligator key is needed to unlock the door at the end of this path. Alright? This door right here, at the end of the path, you gotta have the alligator key. Or, no, not that door. That's the wrong door. My bad. This door over here. North Concourse to the Lakeside area. I don't know why it's showing Lakeside area. Oh, there it is. Path in front of the observation deck. Bear with me on this, folks. I'm still kind of new at this stuff. I'm used to making videos making fun of the government. Alright, but since you can't use the door at the end of the path without the alligator key, you got to come to the Lakeside area. Alright, there's a green herb back here if you need it. Oh, by the way, if you're using George's AI, he will not use green herbs to make antidote pills. Alright, that's why you want to be careful about being poisoned. Alright, where's the Mr. Raccoon medal? There it is. There's a Mr. Raccoon medal here. Once again, Yoko, load her up. If not, leave it, come back. Alright, let me call Cindy out of the water so she doesn't get swallowed by the alligator. Now, you will not have the ammo you need. You will not have the ammo you need to kill the alligator. So you're going to want to minimize coming through here as much as possible. I don't even know where it's at. Oh, there it is. Duck. Alright. Unfortunately, Cindy did get hit. Come this way, guys. I'm going to make this a lot easier. The alligator has 5,000 health on very hard difficulty. Cindy's got a first aid spray, so... Alright, pop out of that water one more time. Now it's dead. I do not know if you can use antivirus pills on him because I don't have enough antivirus pills when I get to this point in very hard. I've used them all on the lions. But the best way to go about it is try to minimize how often you need to swim in this lake. You should, in theory, only need to do it once. And then you just use your R1 to duck under the water when it tries to attack you. Or if the bird tries to attack you. But if you have a revolver and shoot the bird down, you have enough time to get across before another one comes back. Okay, now the terrarium dome. There's little flies that buzz around in here that when they hit you, they don't do any damage, but they can poison you. Alright, there's a revolver speed loader if you're out of revolver rounds. There is a survival knife. Alright, I'm going to grab the survival knife, so I'm going to show you how to use that so you can save ammo. Alright, you don't want to go down this path because the flower is still down there. And notice, there goes Cindy. Genius AI, let me tell you. They do more to get you killed than they do to help you. Alright, there is one blue herb and 2 green herbs. Alright, here's why you want the survival knife. These little vines, they'll grab your foot and they do damage and increase your virus gauge when they do. Alright, so you want to slash them with the knife, save your ammo. Do not push this box and crush the flour. You want to keep the flies at the flour. There are 2 Mr. Raccoon medals in here, but don't worry about grabbing them until you got to come back here a second time. Because once you crush the flour, the flies just buzz anywhere through the terrarium dome, and occasionally they cross your path, and they got about probably a 75% chance to poison you when they hit you. And there's not a lot of blue herbs on this level. Okay, don't worry about the stairs. Come straight over to this door, unlock it. You're going to need to use this door a lot, so make sure to unlock it. I'll show you when to go upstairs. Mr. Raccoon medal. There's a second one in here too, but you got to be able to close the gate. To do that, you need the power. All right. Use the elephant key. That'll free up your inventory. You're done with the survival knife. You no longer need it. So grab the office key and swap out the knife. All right, now that, oh shit. If I'd have waited a few more seconds, he'd have crossed the gate, and I would have been safe. I gotta make sure my AI gets past him. Okay, now if you're playing as Mark, you can push this trolley car. There is 5 extra shotgun rounds and an extra speed loader. I used Mr. Gold to complete this level on very hard, and that's a Mark type. Now, all of these doors for the concourse, like I said, they're locked. Now you're going to need to break through them. But I'm going to show you something. All right, the zombie elephant's back. All right, watch this. All right, stand right here. He'll walk right past. He will not attack you or your AI. He runs a route from the east concourse to the south concourse to the north concourse through the gate I'm looking at. He'll come out this way, coming this way. All right. And he'll head to the elephant stage. Then from the elephant stage, straight down the east concourse to the south concourse. He's very easy to avoid. You won't have the firepower to kill him anyway. All right, now, north concourse. These guys are easy to outrun. I'm just trying not to take any damage. They'll respawn if you kill them, so don't waste your ammo. Now, the zombie's actually behind the office building, so... But as you can see, the office is locked. You need a key in this mode. This is the only difficulty, that the office is locked. So the stage starts out fairly linear. Your first priority should be getting to the office, getting the power on. All right, in here you'll find 3 green herbs, a handgun. Cindy, if you run out and get hit, there are 5. Do not grab the revolver rounds in that dresser right there. As soon as he breaks through, he's going to... Oh, Cindy lured him out. He normally breaks through the window a second time. 5 revolver rounds in here. That's 15 total. That's all the loose revolver rounds you will find on the map till the end of the level. You'll find 5 more during the boss fight. There's a handgun magazine with 10 rounds right there. All right, behind this door, where you would normally find shotgun ammo and useful items, you will find a Mr. Raccoon medal. All right, I'm going to pick the Mr. Raccoon medal up because now I need them. All right, come through the door to the office. Now you're probably wondering about unlocking the door that you can unlock on easier difficulties so you don't have to run past the broken windows. I'll show you that too, because that's a change for very hard difficulty. Very hard difficulty, the survivor barricaded the door so it will not open. There's a typewriter if you want to save. There's a file here about circuit breaker in the office. This locker that normally contains first aid spray contains pesticide spray. If you're using David and you got his lighter, or you found the lighter in the observation deck, you can make flame spray. All right, this is one of the survivors. What, Austin? He's still alive. Thanks for the message. I'll go see him. That's the friend that Austin was saying he lost contact with. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. 5 shotgun rounds. On the desk, Mr. Raccoon medal. All right, let me open that file and get the code for the power. B37B. Okay, got the 2 raccoon medals. Now notice, you need 3 just to get the first painting open instead of 1 or 2 like the other 2 difficulty levels. And you only have 2 in the office instead of the number you normally need. It just saves time to get this out of the way now. You got to push it there anyway. Getting your AI to step on the panel is not exactly easy. It's easier to just put the statue on it ahead of time. Okay, no. Now, since we can't go through the other door, we have to go back through where the windows are broke open. The reason you want to get the power on, in addition to being able to get the raccoon medals, is you can skip these broken windows and only have to deal with this one here. Just make sure to get out the door before your AI gets hit by the elephant. Now, here's where the stage becomes non-linear, because now you can go different directions to get the raccoon medals. What I recommend, once I'm done blasting these guys into the next world, what I recommend, though, is going to the elephant stage first. There's some pesticide spray. Once again, if you got a lighter, there's no bugs to kill on this level like Underbelly. So the pesticide sprays don't do a whole lot without a lighter taped to them to turn them into flame spray. Okay, once you're back to the East Concourse, there's a green herb if you need it. The hyenas are not hard to dodge. At some point, I'll stop shooting them down when I get closer to the end of the level, and I'll show you how to avoid them. Okay, here's the second survivor. Austin is alive. If he's around, it'll be okay. Here, take this. It's not much, but he looks peaceful. And he'll give you a free green herb. There is a file about the background music tape. All right, you will not find a copy of it already dubbed on very hard difficulty. You will only find 2 blank tapes. But once you have the elephant here, shut the gate. Now, you'll want to get out of this area quickly, because after he hits that gate a certain number of times, he breaks through it, and then it goes back to where he starts patrolling the concourses and being a pain in the ass. You will find 10 handgun rounds right here. So I think that's 30 or 40 now. Shoot the bird. If you're low on ammo or you picked up one of the empty handguns and it's ran out, then I recommend coming in here. There's a handgun magazine with 10 rounds in it. All right. But by now you should have enough ammo to be able to shoot the birds to where you can handle going down these stairs. If it's safe, grab the green herb if you need it. If not, leave it. Okay, terrarium dome. Now, this time, you're going to want to crush the flower, because you don't want to have to deal with the vines. There's Cindy getting poisoned, running right into the flower. That's the genius AI, guys. AI is the wave of the future, let me tell you. Let me explain something about AI. It sucked 20 years ago when people started working on it. It sucks still to this day. But you're going to want to crush the flower now, because now you're going to want to grab the raccoon medals and hit the buttons on there to open up, because you'll get 1 rifle round and 1 raccoon medal now. I'm fine. I'm not poisoned yet. Good grief, they're both fucking poisoned. And people really think AI should be used to replace humans. Are you fucking kidding me? I've gotten lucky. Oh my goodness. Alright, now you'll get 1 handgun round, or I'm sorry, 1 rifle round for the hunting rifle, and a raccoon medal. Once you've gotten those, come back the way you came instead of going through the lakeside area. Oh, that's right. She'll use 2 of those. I forgot about that. All right.
Excuse me.
herds respawn fast. Okay, so now it's just a matter of getting a blue herb for George. Since his AI isn't smart enough to think, oh, I got a green herb in my inventory and I have a doctor bag to make an antidote. The AI isn't smart enough to figure that out. A human player is smart enough to figure that out. Okay, now you're going to want to grab the alligator key or both raccoon medals if you're using Yoko. If you're not using Yoko, you can leave the raccoon medals. The easiest way to beat this level on very hard difficulty is going to be fighting the elephant, even though the elephant has higher health than the lions. You have to fight all 3 lions that you normally fight in Showdown 2 and Showdown 3 on very hard at the end of this stage, and you don't have the firepower to take them out. And your AI is going to be dead by the time you get to the end of the level. If George and Cindy survive to the end of this level, it's only because I've been able to blast everything on infinity mode. So at least when you fight the elephant, it's a one-on-one fight. All right, now I'm going to show you guys something. All right, here's what you want to do with these hyenas. Get them on your trail. All right, you got to run in like a S pattern. Probably should have did it solo. But once you've got, get them over here by the office door. Got to get them both. The interesting thing about the hyenas, they don't have a lot of range. Once you get them by the office door like this, come in through the office. You don't have to worry about the broken windows because the elephant's in his cage. So you can run through here pretty freely. You won't have to worry about taking any damage. Now's a good time to grab those green herbs if you need them. That one, and the revolver rounds, since you don't have to worry about getting attacked. Drop any applicable raccoon medals into the statue to free up your inventory. Do not grab the emblem. Remember, you can only carry 4 items, and once you pick up an item, you can't drop it unless you're swapping it out for something else. Now, you still have to get 8 more of these raccoon medals, so you're going to need inventory. And then instead of using the office door, use the shutter. Those hyenas will stay at that office door as long as the AI or myself does not go down there and get in range to where they can hear the footsteps or pick up your scent. They'll stay there for the rest of the map, the rest of the game. Use the alligator key, get it out of your inventory. Now you don't have to worry about the elephant, so you'll have plenty of time to break open the doors. Now, if you do not have Yoko and you had to leave this medal behind, now is the time you want to grab it. All right, there's one. Now, the route you take going forward here is up to you. The route I'm taking is just the route that I took when I went through on very hard with Mr. Gold, since I was limited like Carl is to 4 inventory slots, and both my AI partners were already dead. I started with Raymond and Rita so I could get the extra 45 handgun rounds for shooting through the door at the back alley at the start of the game. How did I want to... Wait a minute, how do I have handgun rounds? Not sure. I must have picked that metal up and forgot about it. Now, the reason I pointed out that there's 14 of the Mr. Raccoon medals, counting the one you can find in the elephant restaurant at the start of the map, I'm going to show you here in a second, all right? Because when I looked up the game facts walkthrough for this stage, they did not show the Mr. Raccoon medal that's in the terrarium dome with the hunting rifle round, all right? And if you get that one medal, you don't even have to get the one that's in the elephant restaurant to complete the level. You can avoid that Mr. Raccoon medal. But I'm going to show you why you do not want to get the raccoon medal that's in the next room past this one. All right, now while you're in here, what are you trying to give me? No.
No.
All right. The crane's control panel. Raise the crane. George picked up a handgun, dropped a revolver. Yeah, that's another problem with the AI. They'll drop a full handgun magazine and pick up a stick, because a stick is such a better choice than 15 handgun rounds. Okay, now when it comes to getting the shotgun shells and the rifle rounds, because this is the only other rifle round pickup in the entire level. That's why you got to save the hunting rifle till the very end. All right. Do not walk under the crane. It is trapped on very hard difficulty. It comes crashing down on you and does a lot of damage. So come out here from this side to where they're not visible and just inch forward. There's your 5 shotgun shells. There's your 2 rifle rounds.
Excuse me.
Hey, over there, this way. Hey, you.
Rifle.
Thanks, dude.
Calling Cindy a dude. How did they miss that in Capcom's quality department? Now, you can avoid this raccoon medal altogether and still complete the level. I'm going to show you why you want to avoid this raccoon medal. Although George is not going to have a real good day when I hit this light switch, I can tell you that right now. Just like when you find the rifle rounds on the easier difficulties, you find a raccoon medal. And look what else you find. Of course, it's mid-fucking lunge and it's fucking invincible. Now you're not invincible, motherfucker. Yeah, every time the lions attack, when they do their little spin attack when you're standing behind them, when they lunge at you, when they do that growl before they insta-kill you, they're completely invincible during their attacks. That's why they're so overpowering and why this level is so hard. But that's why you want to avoid the Mr. Raccoon medal that's in this little hole. Because you're not going to have the ammo and the firepower to take him down. Now, George is walking around in danger and poisoned, so now would be a good time to find a blue herb. Or even the green herb for that matter at this point. There was a blue herb in this room, but I might have grabbed it. Okay, I did grab it. Damn. All right, I'll have to get another one. But once you take the lions out, you pretty much don't have any enemies to worry about except for the hyenas in two areas, the North Concourse and the path to the observation deck, and the birds that are in the connecting passage and the path to the observation deck. That's it. You can literally run around this level getting the raccoon medals and parts and pieces that you need and the keys. Even if you save every round, you barely have enough ammo to actually kill the zombie elephant. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Excuse me.
Hey. Hey, you!
Hi there. Yes.
That's got to be a glitch because that hyena doesn't patrol down this path that far. Yes, you're poisoned, George, because you are a genius and ran into a flower with a bunch of flies buzzing above it like an idiot. Now that that's taken care of, we can go back to getting the raccoon medals. It's probably why you get more result points for beating the level with 2 survivors, because you have to babysit them and keep them alive. They don't know how to do it on their own. But you never actually have to cross the lake. I've already got the 2 raccoon medals from the terrarium dome.
Excuse me.
Notice she was going to run back into the water. Now, on this playthrough, that's not a problem because I killed the alligator. When you're playing through, it's going to be a problem because you're not going to have the firepower to be able to take it out.
Hi there.
All right, once you got your raccoon medals, don't go across the lake. Come back this way. There's a blue herb down here too. And that's the last blue herb for the entire level. Even when you get to the boss fight, there's only 3 green herbs and a red herb. No blue ones. That locker, when you climb up from the shutter, if you're using Alyssa, you can pick it and get a first aid spray on very hard difficulty. Let's see here. What am I down to? 8.
Excuse me.
All right, so let's see here. I got the 2 in the service road. Got that one. That's 3. Got the one there. That's 4. Got that one. That's 5. 6, 7. All right, that leaves 8, 9. 10. All right, where am I missing them from? Believe me, I had to figure this out when I was going through it. All right, let's see. I need 4 more. One in Austin's office. There's 2. There are 2 at the elephant cage. I'd like to minimize my contact there, though. Unless they dropped one, which they normally don't drop key items. That's why you can usually give them the key items. On the map, key items will be listed with an O as other. Of course, I might have had to drop one to get the elephant key. That's the only problem with this game when it comes to the inventory. You can only carry 4 items. The stages require you to sometimes get almost 20 items, as case with Wild Things, which makes it take a lot longer than it probably should to complete the level. Of course, for humans, it's a different story. Cindy to the rescue. Bandage. Cures bleeding. Okay, let's see. There's the lighter that I mentioned earlier. If you're using David. There's the Mr. Raccoon medal. Alright, so that takes care of that one. Is she trying to give me? No. My health is fine at the moment. Make no mistake, those birds do a lot of damage. They're about the only thing you're going to want to, for sure, use ammo to take them out. Here's one of the 2 blank tapes that I mentioned. You're supposed to be able to use those when fighting the elephant during the final fight, but I don't know what they do. I wasn't really too focused on finding out what it did when I had very low ammo to begin with. I focused more on dodging him and shooting him from the side at a distance where I had time to get away from his trunk sweep that he does to knock you off your feet. Okay, those are the bolt cutters. Find this other. Butcher knife. Let's see. I don't think I grabbed the revolver rounds. I think I left them there. Pesticide spray. Oh, Cindy picked up the revolver rounds. Okay. The other thing the AI won't do is the AI will not trade items with them, like with each other. So, like, when George had the revolver earlier, if this wasn't on infinity mode, Cindy will hold these special rounds until you forcibly tell her to give them to you so you can give them to George. Once again, for human players, know that it's pointless to eat up your inventory slots holding ammo for a weapon you don't have. Now, since it's late in the level and the virus gauges are starting to get pretty high, I'll go ahead and show you there's 3 hemostat pills down here on the other end of this little drainage drainage ditch or whatever it is. Moat, not exactly a moat. But if you need to stop your virus gauge, you can grab these hemostatic medicines. Each time you use them, they stop your virus gauge for up to 30 seconds. Okay, yep. Okay, wooden pole. That can be combined with the butcher knife to make a spear if you have David. Okay, got that.
Hey, you!
Actually, maybe I didn't grab the 2 in the terrarium dome. I thought I did, though. Fastest one there. I probably should have used a gym type for this since gym has item search. Go to the terrarium dome. It's not showing up on the map that it's there. I should have 1 or 2 medals left over since I grabbed the one at the Lion Show stage. Give me those.
Excuse me. Hi. Excuse me.
Hey, you!
Oh shit. I accidentally gave her a hunting rifle. No, give me that back.
Excuse me.
Hey, you!
Now, if you're low on health and you need a green herb, there's one over here in the corner too. He's caged up. If you're in this area, you got time to get it, but if not, you know, it can wait. Alright, let's head back to the terrarium dome, see if I missed a medal somewhere. I had to have. There's 1 blue herb left, so if they get poisoned, they're on their own. No, I grabbed it. I got 4 medals. I should have 5. Oh, shit. All right.
Hey, over there.
Oh! I dropped that earlier. I forgot all about it. Shit. Okay, yeah, I do have 5, so I didn't need the one on the lion stage. I was right about that. Like I said, folks, bear with me here. This level's complicated. Oh, she healed poison. All right, so I'll go get that blue herb at the end of the alligator key door. I would suggest, like I said, wasting revolver ammo and handgun ammo on the birds. You find enough of it, you'll need some of it to beat the elephant. All right, we gotta get out of here before. Now, Cindy will only cure your poison twice because her herb case only comes with 2 of each herb. So you get 2 red-green herb heals from her and 2 poison heals, and that's it. She will not grab any herbs and restock her herb case for the rest of the mission. She also doesn't use her duck to evade attacks, which is actually very effective at most attacks from most enemies. It's especially effective against the lions.
Excuse me. Hi. Thank you.
Okay, now if you have 2 inventory slots, grab these emblems. Cindy also will not use her herb case herbs to heal herself if she goes to danger status. And she will not mix herbs either, seldomly, if ever. I think I've seen her maybe once mix a red and a green herb.
Excuse me.
Her virus gauge is over 80%. Trying to give her a blue herb. Yes, the AI does not like to listen to you either.
Hey, you!
Thanks, dude.
Okay. Now, once you have the emblems, you got to take the emblems to the front gate plaza. You will not be able to place the emblems until you have turned the power on. Once you got the power on and you unlock them, you can place them at your will. The reason I wait till the very end of the level is plain and simple. If these lions are still alive, you got to deal with them. 2, if you come out here and just put one in, you have to make another trip out here to put the second one in, and that's another trip where you have to deal with the hyenas. To get to the right spot, hit your X button on the statue. When the dialogue comes up, that's the spot where you got to use it. If you are not on the spot, okay, now see, it looks like I'm facing the indent on the camera angle. Watch. It will not let me use it. I have to move out a little bit to where the dialogue shows up. Now from there, I recommend going back to the office and saving your game. All right. I think they dropped that shotgun. No, they didn't. I never picked it up. All right.
Excuse me. Hey.
I need a green herb. I'm going to find a green herb so I can get George up to full health. It's only going to take 1 or 2 hits from the zombies to put either one of them in danger from the zombie titan elephant. His charge attack does a lot of damage. Alright, so I'm going to head back to the office. Because this is actually what I did before I completed the level on very hard. I was solo, both my AI were dead, but I came back and made sure to save, just in case I didn't survive. I wouldn't have to go through the whole level again.
Excuse me.
I kind of need that at the moment.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Come on.
right, so let me cover what saving does. All right, when you save on the typewriter, it'll save your data for this stage. Say you got to go somewhere, you got to turn the console off, whatever. All right, when you start from the menu, you would select continue to pick up where this is left off. Now, if you start a new game on a new stage, or even this stage over, it will erase that data. All right, you are limited to the number of times you're allowed to save during a stage. As you can see, I could use up to 2 saves. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 3. I think it's dependent on the difficulty level you're playing on. Once you've saved and you've got all your ammo, all your remaining ammo gathered, you are ready to head out to the front gate plaza towards the tram to face the fight. Now, before I do this fight, I'm going to make sure to let the zombie elephant break out of his cage, because I want to fight him instead of the 3 lions. Even on Infinity mode, fighting the 3 lions, you see how quickly they can deal damage. Infinity mode does not guarantee you success of a stage whatsoever. It simply improves your odds by not requiring you to grab ammo or reload. You also take a huge hit on your result points for it too. Oh shit, I went the wrong way. Let's see, I'm at 1 hour and 27 minutes, so I'm about on par with the amount of time it took me to do it with Mr. Gold. I recommend using a mark type for beating this level on very hard, since you do get the extra 5 shotgun shells and the extra speed loader for the revolver, and you're going to need those extra rounds. I also recommend using an NPC mark type such as Mr. Gold that has above 100% attack power. That way, you can make more efficient use of your ammo fighting the zombie elephant. The zombie elephant has 10,800 to 12,000 vitality. All right, so you're going to need a lot of bullets to take him down. And you only find 5 revolver rounds, 5 shotgun shells, and 10 handgun rounds in the final area of this map to face the boss, regardless of which one you face, the elephant or the 3 lions.
Excuse me. Come on. Hey, no.
Okay, so now watch George run out in front of the elephant like an idiot, which is why I'm going into the connecting passage. If you move to a different area and they have a good relationship with the character you're using, they'll follow you and stay away from the elephant. The AI has a habit of running into enemies and getting fucking drilled. Like I said, they do more to get you killed than they do to help you complete the level. Even with them alive, I've had to literally do everything myself. If you can keep them alive, though, you do get an extra amount of result points when you finish the level. Alright, I only came up here to get those green herbs. It just makes good sense to have some type of healing available. Oh, there's iron pipe back here. I will say the elephant is weak to melee attacks. Melee attacks gain a bonus against the elephant. So if you're using Mark, Jim, or David, as they tend to fare better with melee weapons, since Mark has full swing, Jim has the 2-hit combo, and David has a 4-hit combo with his knife that he can do. Grab this herb. Gonna need it. Give me that pesticide spray. You're not going to use that for anything. I'll give him credit for picking it up. At least he didn't drop it for like a stick that you can throw one time and that's it. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the other thing you got to watch for. Once he breaks out of the cage, he'll go back to patrolling, like I said. And you'll have to watch for specifically what just happened when you enter an area and he's in there. And like clockwork, I'm suddenly in bleeding status. Just like I was when I played with Mr. Gold. I got hit by one of the hyenas and they put me in bleed. Oh, an iron pipe.
Oh, yes. Hey, you! Please come this way.
All right, Cindy, you got your bandage. I'm going to tell you right now, to kill those 2 lions so I can put these emblems in, I used 2 of my 3 hunting rifle rounds. So what I'm going to do with this fight is I'm going to try to shoot him only once with the hunting rifle and then use the 45 or one of their handguns. Or the shotgun. I use a shotgun to finish him off.
Excuse me.
Hey, you!
Oh man, that shotgun. Okay, there's one of the green herbs. I should grab that. I don't need the raccoon metal. Oh, I got it. Excellent. Grab a butcher knife. Once you head towards the tram, it'll bring them the cutscene. If you killed the lion, if you've killed the elephant or trapped him, he's still trapped. You'll get the lions instead of the elephant. I might have to use the hunting rifle just to see if 3 rounds is enough to kill him. I know it took me a lot of shotgun shells and a lot of handgun rounds. Oh, you motherfucker, now I'm gonna blast your ass. Cindy's above 90% too. Yeah, three hunting rifle rounds isn't even enough to kill him. You still need the handgun, the revolver, or the shotgun to do so. And notice he's only hit me twice, and I'm in low caution. And Carl, I think it's 3,400 vitality. He gets higher vitality than Kevin does. Well, Cindy's in danger. Now I'm in danger. 4, 5, 6. It takes 6 hunting rifle rounds to kill him, and you only find 3. That's why I said on this mode, on very hard mode, on this level, you need to make every bullet count. Because you will need damn near all the ammo you find to kill him by yourself. Alright, where's Cindy at? Hobbling to the tram. Where's George? Hobbling also. Both are in danger.
Thank you, Ben. Hi there. Come on.
I'm going to let the cutscene play just so you guys can see. This is a failed evacuation attempt. Alright, that's why a lot of these stages, they say to be continued, because even though you escape the stage, you fail to escape the city. That's why I said none of these survivors actually survived the actual outbreak in Raccoon City. They got destroyed in the missile strike.
There was no time to think of having fun.
Yeah, one of the choppers crashed. And the plan was abandoned by the Raccoon Police Department to use choppers to evacuate people out of the city at that point. So even if Cindy had survived the attack, she wouldn't have been able to evacuate the city anyway. She would have had to find another way. But notice, even with infinite ammo, being able to shoot my way through the entire level, it still took me 71 minutes and 10 seconds to complete the level. The only way you could get an S ranking on this would be probably to use Yoko as your character, which she has slower foot speed, and infinity mode, to be honest with you. Um, Online play, you could probably, 4 players could probably S rank it easily. As always, folks, thanks for watching.